All right.
What up, y'all? Welcome to Replicon Radio. My name's Freaky P. You may know me as Freaky P. You may know me as Paul. 1/3 of Replicon Radio. We do a lot of music stuff, interviews, all kinds of freshness. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out our show every Monday, 6 to 10 Central Time. Today we're doing something a little different. This is going to be part 1 of a new segment. It's going to be my collection, my comic collection. And we're going to talk about my story, my comic story, if you will, as well, while we're doing it. So this one's going to be a little more talky than the rest. Make sure you check out the next however many videos there are. There's going to be a bunch. And then we're going to make it a continuous segment on the show with my weekly or bi-weekly pickups for all the people out there in the comic world that are interested in that. But first we're going to get through this collection here. And I actually debated where to start this video because there's so many different cool things. I wanted people to be interested, you know, that were maybe not into music or not into comics or vice versa. So I figured the best place to start, even though I debated on not doing it, would be with the Twisted Haunted High books, which I'm going to get into in just a second. Because, as a lot of people, man, I was super into comics when I was a kid. I really loved the Ninja Turtles, which we got some of that too. I got into it really, the comic world when like Superman fought Doomsday and died, spoiler alert. And when Bane got his back broke, another spoiler alert. I was really into that stuff when I was a kid. That was like the perfect time for me. And then I just got out of it completely. You know what I mean? I became an adult. I love the X-Men as well. I had all the cartoons on VHS. I used to get up every morning and watch the animated series. Me and my buddy used to fight about who's going to be Gambit when we played. So, I mean, I was super into nerdy stuff when I was a kid. I got out of it completely. Obviously, I became into I was always into music. The only time I collected comics in between there was ICP put out the Pendulum series, which I don't have here. It is packed away somewhere in boxes. I got to get that back out. Because that was more of a getting the CD thing. But I did enjoy the art and stuff. And then up into recent times, Twiztid came out with Haunted High, which let's get into this box. Oh, this heavy little box here. The band Twiztid brought out the Haunted High book with our friend Dirk Manning, who I had the pleasure of interviewing on Replicon Radio, who will actually be on again by the time you watch this next week. So I started supporting his stuff too. So that's what kind of got me back into the comic world. Going to Astronomicon, and Jamie Madrox was super into comics, and he would do these claim sales and stuff like that, and he'd be featured on them. I started watching those. I became friends with a lot of people in that group. Shout out to Elite Comics. And then I just fell right back into the comic world, man. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I'm starting to get my feet wet a little. For all the huge collectors out there, spoiler alert, I don't have anything major. I've never spent thousands of dollars on a book. The most I spent is under $100. We'll get to that one when we get to it. But we're just going to show off my collection. A lot of people are interested in seeing what I have. And it's also going to help me later in my collection journey so I remember what the hell I have. So I figured what better place than to start with than the Twisted Haunted High box. And that's what this is. Actually, there's a few others in here before we get to the Twiztid ones. As I mentioned, Dirk Manning, the friend of ours who actually wrote Haunted High for Twiztid. I got some of his stuff here as well. Actually, we'll get to that second. So we're going to jump right into the Twiztid books. First up, man, we got the old school. This was released on Psychopathic. It was actually part of the Independence Day record I released. So this was like Twiztid's first official comic book. The Terrible Tales of the Twiztid. So that's something I've had for a long time in the collection as well. I pulled that one out of storage to add with all the Twiztid books. So there's that one. And then this one as well, which I actually have 3 copies of. The radio show in Michigan. The Riff. They actually put out this book called Rock Girl which, as you can see here, is featuring Twiztid. So that was, I think it was right before Haunted Highlands or right after the one shot, maybe. So I got a few of those there. And then we're gonna get into the Haunted Highlands books, man. I got a few of those. Rumor has it these may be spec books now. So we got the one shot. There's one of the covers there. Hope you guys can see that all right. We got a few of the one shots. There's that one. The New York Comic Con exclusive. The Astronomicon exclusive. This is all the Twiztid Haunted Highlands one shots. Got a couple copies of that one. I'm telling you, these are spec books now. There's going to be big announcements coming soon from Haunted Highlands. I got a few of these. This is the oh, there's another New York Comic Con. This is the I believe the original cover. It's funny, I wasn't even really super into comic books when I started collecting the Haunted Highland books. I just ended up with a few of them just because I collect things like that. You know what I mean? We know they're Astro exclusive. This is going to help me organize my books too. We got another Haunted Highlands from the one shot. This is all before number 1 came out. We're getting ready to start series 2. If you guys are fans, Haunted Highlands season 2 comes out in August at Astronomicon. The Curse of the Green Book, and spoiler alert, I'm featured inside that book. Bet you didn't know that. Here's the good old-fashioned Blink cover. Nothing fun to look at there, but and then we have, man, I got a few of these. This is the original number 1. This is after the one shot. This one's signed by Dirk Manny, Monoxide, Jamie Madrox, Mariana Pascosta, and I believe Alexander signed it as well. So the artist, the writer, the inker, and the 2 people featured. I got a few copies of that one. That's the first number 1 after the one shot. We have the Astronomicon exclusive cover of that one as well. The fun snowball fight. This one's also signed by Dirk Manning. I didn't even realize that. We got some more Blink covers, this time of the number 1 instead of the one shot. So hang on to those. We got a few of these boys. We got boom, boom, boom. This cover here, another variant cover. I'm gonna move this box over here to the seats. We got this super dope Jamie Madrox variant cover. How dope is that? I love Jamie Madrox art. Shout out to Jamie for that. Well, you can buy that. But then we have the super dope Kevin Eastman variant. How huge is that? Ninja Turtle creator. We'll talk more about that when we get to the Turtle box. But I have this one, and I have another one put up in storage direct from Kevin Eastman. Still in the sealed, signed by, or still in the case, signed by Eastman as well. So Kevin Eastman obviously was a huge inspiration for everybody, especially in fandom, because of the Ninja Turtles. We got this exclusive C2E2 variant. And I got one signed by Jamie, Paul, Dirk, Mariana, and Alejandro. So this is super limited. You had to be at C2E2 in Chicago to get it. So super dope. Snagged up 2 of them boys. We have the Newberry Comics exclusive. These come signed and sealed from Newberry Comics. Those are the number 2 issues. This is the number 3, just the standard version here. Number 3. Issue number 4. There are no variants made for this one, just issue number 4. A fun little worm boy. And then issue number 5, featuring Ala Zulu, Blaze Your Dead Homie. This is the oversized cover. And then I actually have another one of these. I believe it's issue 5. It's in a box set. I got the whole set still together. I haven't taken the book out. Drawn by my man, Mr. 8legs. Another super dope variant of that. So that is actually all the Haunted High I have. And then I have, like I said, I support my man Dirk Manning and some of the stuff his company does. So we got Hope number 2 and Hope number 1, which is also done by Dirk Manning. And then during the COVID-19 lockdown, Source Point Press had a bunch of huge sales and different things like that. And I want to support them. So I'm going to go through these real quick. I got some stuff from them. This is Touching Evil number 1. We got the Seance Room, which I believe that's Dante from Clerks. Not the actor, I can't remember his name, but it's based off of him. We got the Dark. This is the collection one, so it's like the full collection. These are all from Source Point Press, so I support them. The Savants number 1 and number 2. Then we got another Hope here. Hope number 4, the New York Comic Con exclusive. Shout out to Dirk for hooking it up with that one. And then we got this new one from Dirk Manning, which is the story of Tony Schiavone, the wrestling commentator, which is actually not out yet. It's going to be out soon, but this is the ash can for that. It was a Kickstarter pre-order available as well for the hardcover, but the actual book's going to be out soon, so look for that. That's super dope. And then we got The Rejected. I got two different ones of those, which is a huge book. I regret not supporting this. I'm going to tell you, hold on. And then we have this one here. I don't remember what it is, just being honest. But it's some fresh people that Dirk Manning supports, and it's a new company. And they also have this thing, too, that came with it. It's an ash can version of their new book. And I wish I remembered what it was, but it's super dope. Leave a comment. Tell me what it is. And I regret not remembering, but I have a record of it. But real quick, before we finish up this box, fun story about The Rejected. I met the writer of this at Astronomicon a couple years ago, and I'm not normally one to be sold, and I let this guy talk to me for a good 15-20 minutes. Super compelling man, telling me about his book and how blah blah blah, how it's big and this, and tell me all about it. It sounded cool, but I was just like, man, I'm not really into comic books. I'm sorry. Come to find out, the book he was selling goes for hundreds of dollars now. I could have bought it for $3. My gut told me it was interesting. I just didn't like comic books. This is not that expensive version, but this is that story. So props to that guy. And that was probably when I first discovered FOMO. But I digress. But yeah, there's the Twiztid stuff and the Source Point Press and Dirk Manning stuff, which is kind of what got me back into the comic world. So let's get into all the current stuff now. Make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube on Replicon Radio and check the rest of my comic journey.